Here with trainer extraordinaire Robert Garcia. We're here at Nonito Donaire's open workout here in Las Vegas. What are your thoughts? It's almost, the big day is less than, exactly a week away now before the fight with Vazquez.
That is right. We're a week away right now. We're just getting the last couple of days of training just to maintain weight, maintain his condition. But we had a great training camp, great sparring partners, and everything's as planned.
And we reported yesterday that Vazquez was 131.6 pounds. He was over the limit that Puerto Rico allows. Looks like he's got about 10 pounds to lose, and he's struggling. Do you have any comments or thoughts on that?
Not at all. There's fighters that lose 15 pounds the 2 days before the weigh-in. It's not healthy, but that's not my concern. It was in Puerto Rico. Nonito didn't have to weigh in. I don't know why. So it could be real. It could be false. So we could think we're gonna have an easy fight and take it light, but no, we're training for the best Vazquez, and we expect a great fight and Vazquez to come in at his best.
Because if that was to happen, your thought process might be this guy's going to fade out in the last rounds because he's going to kill himself to make the weight. You think maybe they might just be throwing that out there, kind of like a smokescreen?
It's a possibility. That's a possibility, and I think that we don't take that as a plus for us. We want the best Vazquez in there. We trained and we're in shape to go 12 hard rounds. So if it's 12 hard rounds that Vazquez brings, that's what we're gonna get. We don't expect a Vazquez that's gonna fade, because I know he's a great champion and one that's always in great shape. So we're not waiting for that.
Everything that I've heard from Puerto Rico is that Vazquez is looking to pressure Nonito. He wants to bring the fight to Nonito and show that he's the bigger guy. From what you've seen of Vazquez, what kind of fight are you expecting? And give us a little bit of the game plan that you think you need to.
Vazquez is a great fighter, and if that's his game plan, I feel that I truly believe that he's not going to come out just trying to bully Nonito around, because Nonito's very skillful. He's going to get caught.
Right.
I think he's going to if he tries that once the first couple rounds, he feels Nonito's power, then it'll be more of a strategy to fight. He'll probably fight smarter. I really see Vazquez moving around, not running, but moving around the ring, using the ring, and if not, then we'll be in it for a great fight, because Nonito's also prepared for the Vazquez who's in front of him and could take his punch, and Nonito will take his, so it'll be a great fight.
How is Nonito looking at 122 compared to how he looked at other weights?
You know what? Much better. At 115, 118, the last 2 weeks before the fight, it's all about making weight. His body is tired. He's not as excited in the gym. He's mad, cutting weight. So this is much easier, much better for us. He's walking around 124, 125. So those last 2-3 pounds will just be the day of the win, and he's still sparring. He still sparred yesterday. Great 6 rounds, where in previous fights couldn't even spar anymore because his body was just so tired because of all the weight loss. I think this is the best thing that we could have done, go up to 122.
He's mentioned a lot the Narvaez fight. Can you give us your take on what happened in that fight as far as Narvaez style of fighting in that fight? And do you see Nonito more excited now because he's going to fight somebody who's going to be more exciting in the ring?
Well, Nonito being a fighter and the way he fights, he wants to give the fans what they want to see. That's Nonito. Me as a trainer, Cameron Duncan as a manager, we won the fight, and just like I told him in the corner a couple of times, it's not your fault. Keep doing what you're doing. Win an easy decision. And we got 12 rounds of work, and he had him fight in almost 6 months. So I think that's the best thing that could have happened. Somebody that didn't. It's not Nonito's fault that Narvaez didn't want to fight. So we got 12 rounds. Now we're going in against somebody that we expect to give us a great fight, and it should be a great fight. And that's Nonito's excited about it.
From the tapes or what you have studied of Narvaez, did it surprise you the way he fought, or were you expecting him to kind of have that style in there?
It did surprise me, because being a fighter that's moving up in weight, because he wants to do what many fighters do, win titles in different weight divisions, and coming from being a world champion with 17 title defenses at 112, then 115 and won the title. So I thought he was going to come out and wanting to win the fight, to win his 3rd title and make history in Argentina because of all those title defenses that he's at. But that is his style, and there's nothing we could do about it.
Did it surprise you the way he was celebrating at the end of the fight?
Well, because he survived. You know, he didn't get hit, he didn't get dropped, he didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
So he gets to come down to 115 and still be a world champion and still defend his title, and he'll have plenty of title defenses. He's not hurt,
Okay.
so sure.
Cash the HBO check.
Exactly. That was his. You know, for him, that was a victory.
Yeah. We're hearing a lot about Gamboa Rios possibly fighting each other, possibly fighting in the same card. What can you tell us about that, and what do you think about that
I've been hearing
fight?
the same thing, and until Cameron Duncan tells me it's done, we have a contract, then that's when we could say that we're fighting him. We leave it up to Cameron. He's the best at this when it comes to who we fight and where we fight. I think there's nobody better than Cameron, so we leave it all up to him.
He seemed like he struggled a little bit with the weight in the last fight. You as his trainer, would you recommend that he stay for one more fight, or you think he needs to just move up? What is your recommendation?
What we're trying to do is he's never had a dietitian with him. This time, for the past month or so, we've already had somebody feeding him every day. His weight's already coming down. So if it's because Top Rank and Cameron Duncan want to do the Gamboa fight, and it'll be a great fight for the fans, for Brandon, for everybody. So we're giving it another try with this specialist feeding him every day. Hopefully we could definitely make the weight healthy.
Okay.
But after this, we'll go to 140.
One more question. Rigondeaux, there's a lot of talk now because he won that title, and Nonito's in the same way. Nonito doesn't seem like he's too thrilled about that fight. What do you think about Rigondeaux and the possibility of Nonito fighting him?
There's a lot of fights out there for Nonito. If it's Rigo, then it's going to be Cameron and Top Rank who make that decision. But there's a lot of fights that make more sense. If we're talking about business, Arce's out there, and there's this fighter from Japan. I don't even know his name. But he's there you go, him. He's those are fights that I think when it comes to business make more sense than Rigo. He's Rigo eventually. We'll probably fight him eventually, but it'll be maybe 3-4 fights from now. He also has to make a name for himself. Not because he beat Rico Ramos. That means he's already up there. He is a world champion, but there's a few fights that he needs before he could be in this position to challenge Nonito.
Hey Robert, how's training with Kelly Pavlik going? And who reached out to who?
It's actually going pretty good. Kelly's is a fighter that brings fun into the gym. That's the first thing Cameron told me. Be ready, because he's really quiet. He doesn't have fun. He's basically a fighter that just comes and does his job and leaves. And it's totally the opposite. He's enjoying training camp. He's having fun with the guys in the gym. He's enjoying it. So that's a plus for us. He'll be ready for whenever Top Rank gives him something to come back. But it was Cameron Duncan who told me, and I know that they had a meeting in New York October 22nd when Nonito fought there to talk about that, and Kelly accepted it. And when we met here in Oxnard, the first thing I asked him was, why are you here? And he answered exactly what I wanted to hear, because he wants to come back to the top. He wants to be world champion again. And he didn't say, it's because Cameron sent me, or it's because Top Rank told me to come here. No, he wants to be world champion again, and he wants to come make it to the top again. So we started training after that.
How long are you planning on staying there?
Well, we got him. The place where he's staying, we already got him. It's already paid for 6 months, so at least 6 months he's there. He's stuck, but he already thought about. We're talking with different guys in the gym, because there's so many in the gym that are not from Oxnard, that live in Oxnard already, but not from Oxnard. And he already mentioned buying himself his own little place after this. So hopefully he likes the weather. Compared to the East Coast, he's loving it. He's loving the weather, and says that his wife's going to come over in the next couple of weeks to visit, and hopefully everything starts from there.
Real quick, there's a lot of stuff to do in California. Do you guys worry about at night that he might, go out and slip into some bad habits, or do you have to watch him?
Not in Oxnard, and not with the
an hour from LA.
Not with the people that he's around. We got nothing but fighters around him. The hotel where he's staying, that's where all my fighters stay. So they're already friends. They eat together. They do everything together. They drive to the gym together. So there's no time time for that, and he's focused, he's ready, and he's mentally ready to make it to the top. So I don't see that happening, and if it does, well, you know, there's nothing I could do about it, but I don't see that happening.
What are your goals and what improvements are you looking to make as far as Kelly goes?
You know, I can't change his style. Kelly's was already a great fighter before, had great wins. There's just little things that I'm trying to bring with him. You know, his left. I'm using a lot of jabs, hooks, and uppercuts with the left hand. That's what we're doing basically. Nothing but left. Sometimes a few rights, but mostly left. His left hand is what I'm working on. His footwork, a little more head movement, but his style is going to be the same. You know, just with those things that I'm adding to his style, I think it should be a plus. Plus, you know, he's young, he's hungry, he's still strong. So I don't see anything stopping him.
One more question for me. Berto versus Ortiz. Thoughts?
It's gonna be a hell of a fight. I don't know what the odds are, but it's a pretty even fight. Ortiz already beat him, so I think he's got that advantage. But it could also work against him, where maybe he thinks it's gonna be the same thing. But what I hear, Berto's training very hard and is in great shape for this fight. So I expect a great fight. You know, I'll watch it as a fan, and actually I think I'm gonna be there because I'm working with another guy that's gonna be fighting that card. So it'll be a good fight to watch.
Real quick, your younger brother, Mikey Garcia, we see you fighting Burnaby Concepcion. What are your thoughts on that fight?
That's another thing that's what we heard, and until we have a contract and until Cameron confirms that that's who we're fighting, then that's what we'll get ready for, because they mentioned Concepcion. Well, they're mentioning Concepcion now, but they were mentioning some other kid before that. There you go, before that. So until we have a contract or until Cameron tells me it's done and that's what we're fighting, then we'll be ready for it. But if it's Concepcion, it's going to be a perfect fight for Mikey. I think Concepcion is a perfect style to bring a great fight, not because it's going to be easy, but because it's going to be a great fight. And if we're preparing to fight the winner of the title fight, Salido and Juanma, then we got to fight. You know, we have to have a good fight before that, and I think Concepcion is going to bring a good fight into that night.
You look at that kind of as a showcase fight, being Concepcion has a lot of power, but he's a little bit sloppy in there. Where I've seen some of his fights where sometimes he seems like he completely misses where he's aiming, and he's going to leave himself, set for Mikey's counter punches.
Oh, then if that's what happens, then it's going to be an easy fight for Mikey. I'll tell you that, because Mikey's very smart, and he doesn't miss many punches. And if it's Concepcion that comes in swinging wild and Mikey makes a miss, then it'll be an easy fight. But we also got to be ready for Concepcion. He's got experience and he has power. So we got to train hard and we got to be ready for him.
You have a message for the fans out there?
Yeah, fans of Puerto Rico, man, can't wait to be there. I know I've been there a couple times and it's a great country. So it's gonna be fun being there, and everybody else, thanks for all the support you guys give me, not only to me but to all my fighters. We're just getting started. There's many more to come.
Thank you.
Real quick, un mensaje español para la fanaticada latina.
Claro que sí, muchas gracias por todo su apoyo a toda esta fanaticada latina del deporte y por el apoyo que me han brindado a mí y a todos mis peleadores.
Gracias.
Muchas gracias.